Today I'm here with Felipe from Estrea Insurance. And we're going to talk a little bit about the franchising industry, investor visas, and I think some topics that might be of interest to all of you guys. So welcome here today, Felipe. Thank you for being with us here at the conference. I know this is your first conference with us.
It is. We're recently joined with the FBA. Very excited. This is a very well put together event. I'm happy to be here and speaking with you today.
Yeah, awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about the brand that you're working with, Estrea Insurance. I know many people maybe from South Florida that may be seeing this might know the brand, but for those of you that maybe don't know, tell us a little bit about Estrea Insurance.
Sure. So we are a household name in Miami. We've been operating for well over 45 years. So I'm Felipe Martinez, and I handle the really all of the development of the company, from onboarding new franchisees to retail assistance to grand opening. We focus on the products that everybody has to have by law. So every automobile driver, homeowner, business owner is a potential customer for us. That's how we operate, through a brick and mortar network of stores that offer consumers the convenience of shopping in person, over the phone, over the internet, the right pricing, and choices of coverage.
Interesting. So do you guys do all types of insurance or mostly auto? Because I know auto is probably like the most common product that everyone uses.
Auto is a very simple product to sell and scale, and it tends to be the foundation of the business. It's where we start the relationship with the customer. You sell it quickly in 15 to 30 minutes. And then we eventually start to layer in the home insurance products, the commercial insurance products. So we build the business on B2C, but also B2B.
Yeah. So your franchisees can offer those things as they scale their business, right?
As they scale their business, they start operating it. They bring on staff members that are just personable people, good with sales. That's really all you need. Insurance licenses are surprisingly easy to obtain. In most states, just a couple of weeks. So it's a very easy entry to the industry.
Yeah. And something that I like a lot about Estrella is that you guys are very affordable as a franchise, right? Most people, when they think about a franchise, they're thinking about businesses, $1 million, $2 million. You guys are around the 100K mark, aren't you?
Even below. Our total investment is usually $50,000 to $84,000. So we have everything from single unit operators that come in. And we also have large multi-unit operators, from area developers to area representatives. So we have an investment opportunity for every type of investor.
Yeah,
really.
You have an opportunity for the bigger players that want to build a big business, an empire business, and some that maybe want to do locally and do a owner-operator.
Yes, 100%. We also do a lot of things with foreign investors. I know you're big on immigration. Perhaps how do you see the immigration process working for foreign investors that want to be able to bring their funds and their family here to the U.S.?
Yeah, so I mean that's mostly what I handle in my business, is mostly foreign investments, and franchising is, I think, the gateway for you and your family to move here in the U.S. And I know you guys have done a lot of E2 visas, which is the investor visa that most people use to move from their country, wherever that is, to the U.S. So for those of you that don't know what an E2 visa or an investor visa is, basically you buy a franchise and you can get an investor visa to be able to live here in the U.S. The cool thing about this visa in particular, different than all the other visas, other investor visas, you don't need a specific amount, right? So even something like an Estrella that is lower investment can be a vehicle to the American dream, right? To move with your family in the U.S. I'm sure you guys have had success with that type of visa. Is this something you do regularly? How does that process different, like an international client, than someone who's already here in the States? Is it a little bit different?
It's a little bit different. There tends to be a little bit more complexity because you have sometimes a language barrier. So individuals need to staff properly to address any kind of language concerns. People also are accustoming to a new culture, a new city. So they have to navigate those waters as well. A lot of people work with great consultants or brokers to help them navigate that landscape because it's complex as it is as a domestic investor. When you bring in family from international markets, you need to be a little bit prepared for that. So a lot of people partner with different entities.
Yeah. And you guys, I assume you guys have like a different process for international peoples already. Like, you've probably done it a couple of times, so you probably have a system for international.
Oh yeah, we have. They fall into our development process. We do a few things on the front end just to really vet them, where they come from, their current business experience. We look at the financial picture a little bit. We scrutinize it a little bit more because we know that they have significant personal expenses that they will need to maintain, family relocation, So it's just a little bit more complexity. It just takes time and dedication and passion, and yeah.
And for example, I know with the name Estrella, I assume most of the candidates that you work with or your franchisees are mostly Hispanic, right?
We have really from all backgrounds, from Hispanic, white, African-American, we have Pakistani, we have Chinese, we have Portuguese, we even have Australian.
Yeah. And I guess you help those franchisees tap into their communities, right? I think that's a lot of the work as a business owner is tapping into your communities. I think that's something that we can easily leverage, especially in an insurance business.
Yeah, a lot of us really are in people businesses, and insurance is definitely one of them. It's a relationship, and people that excel with that, good communicators, people that are very social, adept with sales, also convert very well into high-performing franchisees.
So who have you seen that are your most successful franchisees in your system? Is it foreigners specifically? Is it people with insurance background? Like, where do you see the most success in your franchisees, like your top performers? How do they look like?
It is a very widespread. In amongst the top performers, we have guys that, for example, were teachers. I have a family unit, a husband and wife. He was a teacher at the University of Miami. Our top performing franchisee, they used to work in TSA at the airport. So we really have all kinds of investors there.
What do you think makes them successful, like those people specifically that come not from the background of insurance or maybe even sales? Like a teacher is not really in sales.
It boils down to their ability to follow the system. It boils down to tenacity and persistence. Just like starting a business from scratch, franchising, or any business for that matter, has risks. The advantage of a franchise is we know where the friction points are. We can get ahead of these things, and we know how to overcome the challenges. So people are not flying blind, and the people that allow themselves to be led, that are good at following the system, are the best franchisees by far. You have to trust. A franchise is really, there's a contractual relationship, but I always make the point that there's a social relationship. And that social relationship is what moves the needle, right? The human interaction between the franchisor and the franchisee.
Yeah. So it sounds like a lot of your top performers are actually not from the industry.
Oh, not at all. I mean, we have plenty of folks that were a number one or a number two in an independent shop or used to work somewhere in the realm of insurance, and see the potential of the retail side and the mandatory nature of the product.
Yeah. And now that we're on top performers, who is your biggest franchisee? Like, is it a multi-unit owner, an area developer? How many units do they own?
So we're in Orlando, Florida, and they are here. Yeah, we have two brothers that were area developers and then converted to area representatives. They are tremendous people to develop other people. They have developed their employees from just customer service to managers, now even selling off stores to their managers. So it's really an incredible story of how the employee can also progress through the system to eventually become a franchisee.
And did they have leadership skills? Like, what do you think what made them successful, them specifically?
Their biggest asset was developing people. Because no matter how well you can execute a system, unless you can replicate yourself well, generate confidence in the team, and retain them, your business is not going to scale. And their biggest asset has been the ability to really develop people. And they have developed people from all walks of life. So it's really maybe the most important asset that they possess, I would say.
Tell us now a little bit on support, and I think one of the hottest topics is marketing when we're talking about franchise support. How does that look like from your end? How do you support your franchisees specifically in marketing?
Sure. So the most important thing is giving them the knowledge to create and form sustainable lead generation campaigns in their local markets. Whether that's through relationships, for example, with auto dealerships, tax preparation practices, accounting firms, that's a crucial component, how they build local marketing. We take it a step further in corporate. So our marketing brand, and it's really resonates in all of our advertising, is 1-800-CAR-INSURANCE. So it's a very powerful number, and we leverage it in all the marketing that we do, whether it's online or traditional media like billboards and buses. And it's a huge machine to get people to quote and save on their car or other types of insurance. And our franchisees reap those benefits because we funnel all of that down to them. Estrella is a company that is solely operated by franchisees. We ran corporate stores for about 27 years. We learned the business very well. We started franchising in 2008, and we never have looked back.
Yeah. How many units already?
235. 235. We're operating in 9 states.
And what states are you looking to grow the most in right now?
We have a lot of white space still in Florida, from Central going up.
Not South Florida, though.
South Florida, I'm afraid, is completely tapped out.
Yeah.
We are developing aggressively in Illinois. North Carolina is an emerging market for us. Texas is a gold mine that we are just now tip of the iceberg there.
To me, it's crazy how many stores, or not stores, but offices fit in a city. Like how many, so people can have an idea, the audience, how many offices are in the Miami-Dade area? I know Miami is a lot of cities, but in the Miami-Dade area, around how many stores do you think are in that area?
So Miami-Dade has a population of about 2.5 million. We have 75 locations operating there. It's a very successful market for us, and it has enough volume to sustain 75 operations.
To me, that's crazy. Being able to open 75 locations just in one city, like that's how much clients are there and the potential in the market. Felipe, can you now walk us through the day? What does the day-to-day of a franchisee look like in your system?
Sure. Well, it can depend on the phase of the phase the business is in, but a typical operator that has a little bit of time in operation is overseeing their staff. They're looking at the leads that come in through the systems. They will focus on the new business, right? They also focus on retention. So we're constantly on the phone with the customers or in person, helping them with payments to sort out different things. That connection with the customer allows us to build testimonials and referrals. So the franchisee, all of this, a lot of it is automated. We have a lot of technology to quickly rate the customers and maintain the relationship with them. The franchisees are also going to be involved in marketing. So they're usually involved in the local community for referral sources, or a lot of the times managing their digital campaign, or just really training the right staff as the business grows.
Yeah, I guess it depends also on what stage of their business they're in, where their day-to-day is going to look much more different, especially, say, from a owner-operator running one store than from the brothers that you told me about running multiple...
Multi-units.
Yeah, multi-units.
Sure. They're all involved, though. I will say that no matter whether it's a new operator that's still in that driver's seat or a multi-unit operator, they're very much involved in all the operations, and and training and retaining the right staff, following the sales processes that we lay out for them, managing the marketing campaigns, all of the administration of the business. It's a very fast-paced office environment. So if you like people, it's a great business.
And what would you tell people that are looking into buying a franchise and they think they can start this business without putting the time into it? What would you say to them? Because I know the answer, but I think it's important also on your standpoint, what you see success in.
I think the most important thing as franchisors is to lay out realistic expectations. The further away a person is from their business, the more money they have to inject into it, you know. We don't believe in absentee ownership. For us, the franchisee should be local and engaged in their business.
Have you ever seen it actually be successful being absentee?
Not fully. It comes with hurdles. It comes with hurdles. I mean, even the high-level operators are still involved in the day-to-day. You know, they oversee the staff, but they're taking care of their baby.
Yeah. All righty, Felipe. Well, thank you so much for this interview. Hope everyone here enjoyed it. And thank you for FBA for hosting us.